otra vez ahí.
Sí.
Joder.
Sí, tío. Hay que hacerlo bien.
Sí, sí.
¿Ya que estás? Vale. Venga.
Pues... Bueno, chicos... Bueno, chicos, rápidamente, de entrada, gracias por venir. Bueno, hoy tengo el placer de presentar, ya os habéis todo en vuestros todos lados, ustedes personalmente, a Jorge Bueno, que bueno, es CEO de Próximo CEO y tiene una larga lista de hitos académicos, sí, por lo menos para el resto de los mortales. También alguna cosilla con Ruby, ahora quiero que os cuente él. Y bueno, básicamente ahora montó Próximo CEO, que es una startup de aquí, de España, que básicamente utiliza la tecnología de los beacons, que son dispositivos que, bueno, que van haciendo como señales y van traqueando dónde está el carrito de la compra constantemente en los supermercados. Ahora lo vais a ver de una forma muchísimo más visual que como yo os lo estoy contando, pero desde luego igual de interesante y sin más os dejo con él que seguro que se presenta mejor que yo. Perfecto. En español, en inglés...
Spanish.
Sorry.
Español, porque yo creo que alguien me dice español, ¿no?
I can do it both.
Bueno.
Whatever. What did you say? I can do it in English. No worries. Okay.
It's
okay. Alright, so thank you very much for being here today. My name is Jorge Bueno. It's a pleasure to be here. I came last year. They invited me, guys. These guys invited me to tell my story and what I'm doing in my life during the last years. So I call the presentation Success in Failures. Basically because it's really nice to say all the things that you have achieved in your life, but sometimes you always forget how tough it was to achieve those things. So I'm going to try to tell you my storyline, what I did from the beginning, when I was a child, and how we got where we are right now. It's nothing fancy. I mean, we are not like rich guys, nothing like that. But it's cool what we are doing nowadays, so I'll try to explain you. But I want you to see the progression of my story, right? How we achieved it today. So basically, I started coding at 13 years old, and in my college, in my college, I used to do this kind of Visual Basic course 1 year. My teacher, he was an engineer, well, a coder. He said, hey, we have these extracurricular classes of learning how to code. Why don't you come to one of them? I thought he was trying to trick me, so I did say no at the beginning, but at the end I said, okay, yeah, it's fine. So I started coding at 13, and basically it was like a new world for me. I discovered that it was a great experience, and I really loved coding, right, programming. So I started learning Visual Basic 6.0, learning, reading these kind of books and books, and then I realized that after 6 months I knew more than my teacher. That was really cool because I started doing some hacks and viruses to try to hack the guy, the teacher, and all these things. In one moment in life, I mean, when I was this age, I was in control of all the network in my college, so it was in school, so it was really happy. It was really nice. We had some really nice experiences. So I have to say that I started doing this kind of not so good programming, but then I realized that I can make money with it. Right? So what I did was all the things that I was learning, that it was basically managing memory in the operating system. mean, it was a virus, it was like background things like that. I tried to do that, but for money. So what I did was ShoeSoft. This is something that it was sold using softonic.com. I don't know if you know the website. It was really popular in the, 10 years ago. It was like a marketplace where you can buy all the software things before all the apps and everything came to this smartphone, right? So what I did was, okay, I developed an app. It was for Windows, where the target was really clear, to remove or to kill any process related to P2P downloads, chats, and music or videos. So the idea was to make something to control if you were allowed or not to use or to use or to visualize a movie or something like that in a computer. It was called ShoeSoft, and I did that for fun. And then I realized, okay, let's do this licensing and try to sell this. I put it on Softonic. Funny, the thing is that it started selling licenses of this software in a lot of places, right? We have to think that I was 16 years old. I was pretending to be a company selling this with my mom's VAT number. So she started receiving money and she didn't know why. And it was coming from Softonic, right? It was so cool because I knew that I was competing with other companies that they were already selling this kind of apps in the same marketplace. So they were competing against me. I was competing against them. I raised the price, they raised the price, I put the price lower, I put more discounts. They were following me, I was following them. They copied my features, my new updates, things like that. So I felt like really powerful in those days, right? The bad things came when I was 18 and I had to go to the uni, right? My parents are like very old style. I say like, hey, you have to study, okay, this is not cool. It's okay that you like coding, that's right, but you have to do something for a living, right? So like if it's not compatible, I don't know. Anyway, so I studied my studies. I went to the Universidad Carlos III de Madrid here in Leganés. It's a really nice university. I spent most of my best days in the uni. Actually, I spent a lot of days in the uni, but it was like the beginning, right? I stopped this business model. Well, think about this. Just make a picture. I'm talking about year 2002, 2003. There is no compatible. I mean, there are no smartphones with Wi-Fi or 3G, something like that, right? So between class and class, I used to go to the computer room and then answer to the emails, things like that, right? So you were in a class, you get out running, you have 10 minutes for a break. You go to the computer room, you start answering emails saying, hey, this is a team, ShoeSoft team. Okay, you should do this and that. And then coming back to a class, right? So it was a little bit tricky. Actually, one day, and that was one of the last days of ShoeSoft, one of the companies, well, actually I installed the software for companies or for families, right? So it was like a home version, like Windows, so for parents trying to control the children. There was another for companies, right? So this was this Mexican company. They installed 10 or 15 licenses of this software, and then I received this email saying, hey, something happened in our network, everything is down, and we think that it's because of your software, right? So imagine this 18 years old saying like, oh my God, how do I say my parents that I have to go to Mexico to fix it, right? So yeah, then you realize that you are playing like in another game and you have to be careful with what you're selling, because if they put a price in it and you're paying for this, you have to make sure that you can answer to everything. Anyway, so I decided to quit from ShoeSoft. I mean, I was just myself, so it was not hard to do. Yes, maybe my mom will money got me. So I started studying. The good things that came up was like, well, yeah, this is telecom. The good things came up because one of the things we miss, and this is completely different from the States, is that in the States they are very, very used to make groups, to occupations, right? Like, I don't know, like, if you like playing chess, you go to the chess team, right? If you like playing whatever, you go to that team. In Spain, it's not that usual, so it was a little bit difficult at the beginning just to figure out where to go and which are the people that are more compatible with you when you go there. Basically, I started in a group for a project for the European Space Agency. It was called ESMO, European Student Motorrider. It was a project for making a real motorrider a real thing going to the space, right? So it was really challenging. We didn't know how to work it. We were at a European level talking with PhD guys in aerospace engineers. So we were not in this level, right? But it was a really challenging thing to make sure. I mean, we tried to do our best just to be at the same level as they were. And it was something huge. Right? At the end, it didn't work. but it's funny because I found that after some years, I found people in Europe talking to them that they were already working in this project too. So that was really challenging. Anyway, in this group, I found Alex. That was my first. He's one of the co-founders of BB Technology that I told you afterwards, and of Proximus, that is where we are right now. So I have to say that I was really lucky to find Alex in the uni in the first days, with the same vision or the same things that I was. It was like, okay, we have to do something big here. What you're seeing here is my dissertation for my first degree in industrial engineer. I did it in the University of Glasgow, and basically the challenge was to create a new face recognition algorithm. I went there with the purpose of doing something, something remarkable. I didn't want to do this any standard dissertation. And then two guys from the University of Glasgow, from the psychology department, say that they have an idea of making an average face of someone could be easier to be recognized as a computer. That means take a set of photos of someone and make a warping of all these photos around all these photos in the same one, and it could be easier for a computer to recognize that. So what you're seeing here is an average face of the actor, an average face of the president. So average faces of people, and I try to prove this theory of these two guys. Actually, these two guys are really recognized in this sector. So it was really like a challenging thing too. It didn't work. What I mean is that yes, the average recognition rate that I got with programming the algorithm that they were implementing theoretically didn't reach the 100% recognition rate that they were saying it was going to do. So of course, or they or me, we were running somehow. But it was great because I developed a face recognition algorithm. Right? So it was funny. Yeah, this is the managed thing that I invented to create these work images. I made this for coders. I made this in Linux for using a Qt interface, and everything was programmed in C++, I guess. Right. So then I finished my degree and then started my PhD in robotics. My partner Alex, he also made his PhD in the same department as I am, in the robotics lab. It's one of the largest robotics labs in Spain. They're really recognized, and all the professors there are really very top-notch guys. But then one day, what happened was that my partner Alex, he was in a congress in Germany, and then his phone started ringing right in the conference. So it's always something the same. When you are developing something, it's because you have some kind of experience, a bad experience or a good experience, and you want to fix it or to enhance it. Right? In this case, he was trying to fix it. He called me and said, "Hey, you know what happened? I was in the congress and my smartphone started ringing, and it was really embarrassing. So how can we do that to solve this problem, right? How can we do this?" And then we invented Bloomy. Bloomy was our first idea of something big, like Proximus. And it was like, how can we do something to mute your smartphone automatically when you enter your access to a room? It can be, there are a lot of purposes where you can do that. In a hospital, in a cinema, you're in a funeral, or you are in a conference room that you don't want your smartphone to start ringing, right? So you can automatically do it. And that was something that when we started dealing with this problem, we found out that means, okay, we need to know that someone is actually in one room, right? So this is like a geoposition thing, right? But indoor. And then we thought, okay, so which technology we have nowadays to make this indoor location? And then we figured out that in the outdoor, you have GPS that everybody uses, and it was great. But when you go indoor, that's different, right? Because you don't have this technology. The GPS doesn't work here. So we tried to invent our own technology for indoor location, right? Yes. So we got to this moment where you say, okay, we have this technology. Now how we make money with this? And that's the funny thing. We were thinking about, okay, we made this prototype. We made this first approach to the technology using Wi-Fi. So we were triangulating Wi-Fi signals from our lab or the place where we want to track people, right? So we went to this silly question of how we make money with this. We have a technology that we think that is useful. How we make money with it? So we need people with smartphones. We are talking about the year 2008, something like that. We need people with smartphones. We need people to invest, to have money, of course. So we were thinking about, okay, young people, they will usually will be the first to buy new smartphones. They will be investing money in the nightlife, clubbing or going out, having some drinks. It could be a good market. So what we did was Guateke. Guateke was a nightlife social network where we wanted this, okay, you are in a club, you have your app, we know where you are, and we know where all the girls and boys in the same club are. So we can help you to flirt with other people around you, just pushing a button and saying, I'm here, let's see who is around, okay? So that was the idea, to use like a Tinder, but for indoor, right? Something like that. It's like, okay, who is around me? I'm trying to flirt with this girl. You see the app, so I can see her. Okay, I know she loves tennis, so I can go there and approach her and say, hey, do you like tennis? Because I love that. Okay, so that was the idea. So we went to these moments when you have to say, okay, we have to ask for money for the clubs or for who, right? For the vendors of drinks, the trademarks of brands of drink brands, or who is paying this? And we went to the clubs, okay, to the owners of the clubs. Hey, do you want me to install this technology here? You will be compatible with our social network. So when someone gets here, he will be able to flirt and a lot of things. We have discounts, we have a lot of things, right? You have to. That was probably our very best failure. We didn't realize that negotiating with nightlife guys is not as good as it sounds. Actually, it's a little bit dark as it is. Yes, we found a lot of weird and extravagant people very used to negotiating a completely different way as two PhD students were used to. So we have to say that it was really challenging and frustrating at the same time because, you go there, they're actually very used to negotiating with guys, pay money for, drinks or bottles, or actually we do that. We go clubbing and just start negotiating with the guy that is in the door. Okay, how much is gonna be the bottle, or 5 tickets or whatever. So they're really used to do that, right? Well, you know that it was hard to, okay? Basically, they didn't understand too much the potential of this. Basically, we didn't have skills or people around the network to access this market. Okay. Anyway, we reached 15,000 active users. And we made really interesting things on the app, like not only flirting, that was the first challenge of the app, but also we have an instant messaging inside, so you were able to send messages to the people that you were flirting with. You were able to post photos, to apply filters. You were able to sign up with new locals or new venues, like in how is the name of this? I'll say the name. How is the name of this app where you just check in?
Foursquare?
Foursquare, right? So we were able to grow the network, right? Two interesting things came out from here. Well, the first one is messy, completely messy. The app has like 5 options, so nobody understood what exactly was the app for, because you were able to enroll in lists for coming up to the class. So this discount list where you can say, okay, I'm in the list and things like that. In more than 50 locals in Madrid, you were able to flirt, upload photos, internet chat. So it was too much, right? Too many things. So that was one of the things that really big. Okay, this is the video we made. Yeah.
Hola, somos Alejandro Martín y Jorge García y hoy estamos aquí para presentaros Guateke, la primera red social para salir de fiesta. Con Guateke podrás ver la diferencia entre fiesta y fiestón.
Gracias a Guateke entrarás en una competición y podrás ver quién de tus colegas se lo pasa mejor.
Además, podrás apuntarte en lista de las discotecas más exclusivas de toda España.
Y por si esto fuera poco, podrás ligar con la gente de tus discotecas favoritas.
Sube las fotos de fiesta y vota las fotos más cachondas entre tus colegas.
Incluso hemos creado el primer indicador de fiesta, el fiestómetro.
El fiestómetro recoge lo raro que vayas, con cuántos amigos vas, lo bien que te lo pases, incluso lo que diga dentro local.
Y recuerda, Guateke está disponible en más de 5.000 discotecas en toda España.
Ya te lo puedes descargar para iPhone y para Android. Y ahora, a guatequear.
Okay, so the unbelievable thing is this, that we got 200,000 views, but anyway. Okay, so this was our promotional video. You can see that it's homemade. It was really shitty, but we were so fun doing these kind of things. We mixed 2 things, the fun of coding and the fun of going out in the night, and as the people they were like to have in the app. This is customer development in a really weird environment as the nightlife, right?
Anyway,
This photo, oh wow, you cannot see it. Well,
Yeah.
This photo it's quite interesting for me. It's the first photo we made. The night that we uploaded our first version of Guateque to Android and iOS. You have to think that from this team we didn't know anything about iOS and Android coding, so we just learned by ourselves and developed this and put it in the market. So that was a really nice day. We were all very nervous. We had to set this milestone to develop this day. We have to upload the app, whatever happens, and we did it at 5 o'clock in the morning. So it was like, yeah, we are like very tired after, I don't know, this week. But it's something, it's one of these moments in your life when you say, okay, we did it. We put this product in market. Now let's see what happened. I told you that it didn't work out. We just reached 15,000 users. But it was really nice because we learned how to develop something and put it in the market, right? So that was really interesting. We made parties, we made launch parties. We went to special parties to present the app. You can see this is the presentation of the release of the second version of Guateque. We made some T-shirts. It was so nice. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so that didn't work out. But we still have our technology. We know where the people live inside places. Now the time is, okay, let's go to something more suitable place where we can do this. Okay, events. No? You have to go to a congress and you don't know anything about the people surrounding you. So why not doing something? It's exactly the same concept, but instead of flirting, it's trying to make networking a business, right? Okay, you go to a congress, let's see who is around. Maybe we have some of our competitors, someone is in vertical as we are, etc. So what we did was we went to we developed this. We went to Salón y Empresa and to TEDx conferences. So we put this in 3 or 4 places, and then it came up our second mistake. And it's like, and the idea is, okay, never do an app. Don't try to survive. I'm not saying winning money. I'm saying survive, right? Doing an app it's probably going to be used 1, 2, or even 3 times per year. Okay? When you never go to a conference every day, you go once, twice, 3 times per year. So the idea was good, but the business model wasn't, because nobody's going to pay you for something that people is going to. You're not going to have the app for all the year for 3 or 4 events. Okay? You just delete it. Anyway, we did really nice things like this. We reached, you were able to use LinkedIn to connect with people using the app. So we make interesting things like, this is a Salón y Empresa 2013. We just engaged, and we connect 2,700 people in 3 days event. It was nice. It was challenging and it was nice too at the same time, right? But we understood that it was not the idea. So we came out to, okay, third try, let's try again. Yes, as you see, we are very perseverant, and that's cool. Modelo, this was very focused in the fashion, right? Okay, we still know where's the people. We don't know how to make money with this. Okay, let's see. We thought about this. This is the fact. When someone goes to a shop, a fashion retail shop, it sometimes happens, more in women, to be honest, that they make this kind of, okay, I want to try this, you put it, you make a photo and share it with your friends in WhatsApp, say, hey, do you like it or not? Okay, do you like how it fits or not? Or you go and buy trousers and you just wear it and say, hey, you like how it fits? Or the problem was that we were using WhatsApp to do this action, right? And sometimes you don't want all the people in the group to see you in the photo, in the wardrobe, in the dress room or something like that. So we were trying to fix that or try to shorten this. It's like, okay, you have this problem now, and it's that you want to know what your people around you thinks about this outfit, and you want it now, and you want to be like as shorting as possible. So Modelo was something like that, where you can just make this. Go to a shop, you make a photo, you just tag some of your friends really easily, and they just receive a notification where they say, okay, this is my photo, and say, hey, do you like it or not? Yes or not? And you say yes, or you say not. And then it starts asking you up to 3 questions that you can answer with yes, maybe or not, about the outfit. So in 3 clicks, any of your friends can vote what do you think about the outfit. So let's say I say, do you like it? No. I say, okay, it's because of the color, No, it's because of how it fits on my body. Yes, okay. And what do you think about the price? Yes or no? I mean, do you think the price is low or no? So in 3 clicks, you have a review of what do people think about your outfit. And furthermore, it was anonymous. So you don't have this thing of, okay, I cannot say that you are not, I don't like how it fits on you because you know who am I. So in this case, it was anonymous. So to try to make the people more, to tell the truth, right? Anyway, it didn't work. Basically because we didn't know anything about it. But something happened at the same time. And it was Magia. I don't know how many of you have ever received a WhatsApp message or in a conversation where you actually have this thumbnail of a photo, and when you click on the thumbnail, it pops up a different thing. Any of you? Yes? Yeah. Okay. So that's because of us, okay? One day, and this is to be honest, it was a Friday, we were in a Chinese restaurant near the office, and we were eating, and Alex said, hey, do you think we can do this? He's like, okay, we can try. I was doing my PhD in artificial intelligence at school. I was like, well, we have some options here, we can do this and that, and we can try it. Okay, let's try it. So we went to the office, we ran to the office, just a bit, so you can see how free we are. We just put the hour when we were starting this, okay? So it was like 16 to 5 o'clock, right? I don't know, 4 o'clock, right? Okay, let's try to do this as fast as possible. So one of us was designing the app, while the other was developing the trick. We found out that WhatsApp library, image library has a bug, so we just exploited back to make able so we were able to introduce one image inside the other. So when you shrink the image, the larger one, you get the other one. So when you were seeing the thumbnail, you were seeing when you were seeing the thumbnail, you were seeing the second image that you're gonna see in the large one. Okay? I don't know if I'm explaining myself. So let's say that you have this large image, and you can introduce a second one that is smaller, as from some pixels to some pixels in a very specific way. So when you shrink the image, you get the small one. Okay. So basically, we found out how to do this, and we put it in the market that day. It took us like 3 hours to do this. So think, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock we have the idea, 4 o'clock we go to the office. We start doing this, and we did ship the app like the very first. I mean, like this. How do you say this? MVP, no? Like minimum viable product. Exactly that. And we put that in the market. We even put the logo, right? There was the WhatsApp one. We removed the telephone and we put this magic trick. So we put it in the market, and we came out on Monday, and we had like 1,200 downloads, like some downloads in a weekend. Let's say that in that moment we have in Guateque, the social network, around 10,000 downloads. Okay, so one tenth of the downloads in 1 weekend. It was like, what the hell is this? Anyways, we just went to follow the track the Play Store downloads, and then at the end of the week we had like 10,000 downloads in 1 week. 10,000 downloads, like this cannot be true. So we started improving the app, saying, okay, let's put it nice and release a second version and try to make this better. Basically, it started growth like crazy. We achieved 1 million users in 2 months. We didn't believe it. It was like, what the hell is this? So we developed something in 3 hours, and we achieved 1 million users, and we cannot do that with an app in 1 hour, 1 year and a half, right? So it was like freaking out. I mean, it was this kind of the feeling where you're happy but you are not at the same time. It was frustrating to think, why we cannot do that with the same thing we are developing in 1 year? 5 people are now this in one day, and we are achieving this. So we didn't at the beginning. We didn't measure how big was that. We started receiving photos from our friends saying, "Hey, look at this pair of trainers." Where you see I bought in Decathlon, and then you click on the trainers, and you didn't get a trainers at all, right? You get something like this. Yes. So the people was laughing like, "Why I'm laughing? Where can I download it?" It's like, wow, this is my app, and they're trying to apply the same thing to me, right? So wherever you go, people were talking about this. This was like this growth, right? Like this growth that we always want to achieve. This growth. How do you call this? This growth. This growth hacking and things like that. That was exactly that. It was something that goes from one to another one. So we decided to put this thumbnail in the same image to put this watermark, so people were able to relate our app with this, so they can be familiar with the logo and that. But we were frustrated at the same time. It was like, we want this for what they can. So the good thing is that we put, instead of putting a Google AdWords in this app, we put Guateque app. So we were trying to move the people from this app to the other one. Basically, what we achieved with this was in Middle East, a lot of people creating new venues in our social nightlife app, posting really weird things of Middle East people clubbing, right? It was so funny. We started seeing things like tutorials in Thailand, in Chinese, in Arabic of Magi app. So people like making tutorial for us in forums, in every place. Just to be honest, we even found a hacker's website where they have decoded our algorithm to see how we did it. The good thing is that they didn't know how. I mean, they didn't understand why, because we have these magic numbers that sometimes we put in the code, because we didn't think that someone was going to deploy into the code right. So it was a little bit a shame because like everyone is looking at my source code right now, and I didn't thought that it was public. If I didn't know that, I would put it better. Right? Anyway, so some apps work on an app copying our algorithm. They don't even know how it works, but it worked, right? They have the source code, so they just compare it with a different interface and it worked. So we improved the algorithm to make it bigger images, to be compatible in iOS and in Android, and in BlackBerry. So that was even stronger. And we just learned how to create your app before releasing it to the market, and all these things, right? So yeah, this is an example. So you see this, and then you click a link, and you get that, right? Yeah, this is the most beautiful example. Right, so, as you can see, at this moment of life, we are a little bit, you see, we don't really know what we're doing for ourselves, right? It's like, we have tried 4 things, and the only thing that we didn't try, it worked. We don't know how to make money to WhatsApp, to Magia, so, okay, let's do this. Let's finish our PhD, and let's focus 100% on this. You have to think that in this period of my life, we were spending all the mornings in the university making researches, classes, congresses, writing papers and journals, and then in the afternoons, go to an office and change your mind completely and start working in a different thing. So it was very time consuming, energy consuming. So we say, okay, maybe we are not focused, maybe we are not thinking clear about what to do next. So maybe we should stop here, finish one thing, and then go 100% with this. Okay. So this is the day I present my PhD. And then something happened. One thing I didn't tell you is how we met Marco. Marco is our third co-founder at Proximos. And we met him in a very weird circumstances, and that's part of the funny story. When we were working with social network with Guateque, one day, 2 guys, Nacho and Marco, sent us a mail and said, hey, we are Life Clubs, we are another startup working in the nightlife space, and we would love, we've seen you in an interview or something, and we would love to meet you guys and share some KPIs, see how you're doing with them. Share experiences about how shit it is to negotiate with these guys and everything like that. So we say, okay, why not? So we met these guys, and we found in this other startup that they were like us. They were doing exactly the same. They were trying to fight to get something in the market, to develop these apps, trying to negotiate with the guys, trying to increase the number of user venues without money, everything like that. So we start meeting every couple of months, every 2 months, taking some beers, grabbing some beers, saying, hey, how are you going? How are we going? It was like a very well psychology group meeting session. To be honest, we were like very open to ourselves. To be honest, it was like we were competitors somehow. We didn't want exactly competitors because this guy they were streaming video inside the venues, the clubs. So you were able with an app to see how was the ambience, the environment inside the place before entering. So it was cool because you can see there is nobody behind enter. And if it's crowded, you can see, okay, it seems like a good ambience. Let's go there, right? So it's summer 2013. We say okay, let's break. We finish our PhDs, and then it's like, okay, what do we now do next? We came to these guys and say, hey, this is not working for any of us. We don't have funding, we don't have money. It's crazy to grow this without money. And then we say, okay, let's try to do something together. One of us say, hey, I've been talking to this guy that talked to another guy and say, hey, maybe, just maybe, you could be interested to make this indoor location navigation thing that you have already developed in the retail space. That means, why don't you try to put this in the retail space to analyze the behavior of shoppers when they enter in-store in places, right? When they enter in a supermarket or in a hypermarket. In that moment, it was the release of the iBeacons. I don't know if you are familiar with the iBeacons. I'm going to show you, I think I have one here. An iBeacon is basically a chip with a Bluetooth low energy technology inside that is emitting a signal that is, well, this is a beacon. Basically, there's a chip and a battery, so it's something nothing fancy here. The good thing is that this is emitting a signal, broadcasting a signal every second for 3 years. So you put this here, and it's emitting a Bluetooth signal every second for 3 years. You don't have to be very worried about the battery. It's 3 years, so we will see where we are in 3 years. So what Apple says this summer, say, okay, we have this. All of our devices are compatible with this technology, and where we are going to apply this, it's we are going to fix this in the walls in our stores. So basically, when you enter in the store, your smartphone, if the Bluetooth is open, will receive a signal from this. If we have an app in our smartphone, if we have an app that is synchronized with this, you will be able to send a notification, push notification to this smartphone. Say, hey, I know that you are in this store, so why don't you buy this, or you have this discount, or whatever. So they try to create this channel of communication between an app and a space, and a closed space. Okay? It makes sense. Okay. So we say, okay, we don't like this. We love the technology that's behind the Bluetooth low energy, but we don't like the approach that they were using. We don't like. We don't think that the people is going to use an app where you are receiving pop-up notifications from a lot of brands or companies saying, okay, I have this discount for you because you are really special, right? Imagine that you go to a Corte Inglés or one of these malls where you have a lot of brands and manufacturers, and you just walk with your smartphone, you have the app of this store, and then you start receiving from Nike or from Adidas or from Chanel, and you start receiving all these notifications saying, hey, you have this discount, you have whatever. This is not going to work. It was like very like in the 90s with the bus stops. I don't know if you remember with the Bluetooth, where you can receive messages using the Bluetooth in your smartphone. So it was the same. It was very spammy. So what we thought was, okay, let's try to apply this technology in another way. The way we do that was what is today Proximus. We put this in trolleys and baskets, and then from that moment, the baskets and the trolleys are active, right? They're even signal. So with our technology that we've been developing for 6 years, let's try to geolocate this trolley or this basket. So we are able to basically localize these assets, these cards inside the supermarket without any user interaction. We don't need the shopper to download an app, we don't need the shopper to have the Wi-Fi to connect to the Wi-Fi or anything. We don't even have to install cameras inside the store. We just need people to take one of the baskets and start making their purchases. Okay? We are tracking the basket. It's anonymous. That means that we don't have any privacy issues because we don't know who's passing the trolley or using the basket. Okay? So that was the beginning of Proximus. Well, actually, this is the end of Proximus. It's not the beginning because it took us 1.5 years to get that. We knew that we can do something with the Bluetooth, and we knew that the actual approaches of Apple were not so good. So we applied for Techstars. I don't know if you guys know about Techstars. Techstars is one of the 3 main, most important accelerator programs in the world for startups. There are mainly 3, and Techstars, the 3 of them are American. And Techstars, it's one of the 3 the best, right? We applied to do Techstars. We thought that it was possible to access to Techstars. Actually, 10 companies, over 1,500 companies access every year. So that's completely a challenge. But we just applied. Yeah, we applied. We start talking to them and saying the things that we were achieving. We say, okay, we've been doing our first pilot with Carrefour, and they really like it. So we were getting some shape to their product, to the technology in this market, and they say, okay, you are in. And after 15 interviews, 14, 15 interviews, we access to Techstars. That means that we went to London. We stayed there for 5 months. 24/7 focus on Techstars, on how to make this business model right, how to make this money from this, right? That it was finally our mainly concern. It was like, okay, we know the technology is right. How can we make money from this? So this is basically what we do. Yes, we analyze in-store customer behavior. And the way we do that is like this. I told you, we have these trolleys that they are making a signal. We put some sensors in the ceiling. They are reading the signals and they're broadcasting them to the cloud. And then in the cloud is the magic where it takes back saying, okay, you are in this area of the store and you made that and this, right? And we put that in analytics panel, right? This is the photo of the four of us. This is Michael, this is Nacho, this is Alex, and this is me. At the beginning of Techstars, that means we're really happy. At the end, we're not so happy because it's I mean, not because we loved the experience, but it was so under pressure. Just to make an idea, when we went there, the first thing they said, the managers was, okay, there are 10 startups here, you are 3 to 4 guys each. Please make sure that you start talking with anybody around you. Because if you are here after 1,500 startups, that means because of something. So try to figure out exactly what are the things that the people around you, surrounding you doing, because they are great somehow. And actually, we found companies like, for instance, the guy that was sitting next to me was 45 years old. He was the ex-CEO of Skype. And he was there coding a new startup doing something new, right? That is Linguist, and nowadays it's a huge startup where they've developed an artificial intelligence algorithm for making you learning languages faster than usual, right? Mick Hagen from Mainframe, this guy, one day we were in one of these sessions and we were talking about how many people we were hiring. We have already hired in the past in our startups. And we say, oh, I've hired 2 people, I've hired 5, or I know what, 85. 85? Yeah, my previous startup, we were 85 people in the company. You know? Yeah, and we sold the company for $60 million, and it's like, what the hell are you doing here? And the guy was 35, 34, I don't know, something like that. And he's like, what? So then you realize that there were like brilliant people there. So we had too much. I mean, we had too many things to learn. Right. So okay. So this photo is also one of these key points or main key points of my life. This is the first day we made a proper because I was the real one, MVP for Proximus. This is in Madrid, in one Carrefour store. We made our first study of customer behavior in store in this market in Madrid. This is the token. This is the trolley. This is one of these baskets that we were using in that moment. What we achieved here was the feeling of, okay, now we have something that we can sell. Okay, we spent 1.5 years developing like crazy, trying to say, okay, we want to do this. This is the vision of what can we do with Proximus. Now make this reality. Okay? This is the first time we already have a real product. That we were talking to a B2B market. We were talking to huge customers, and they were saying that they were really interested in this. Right? So that was a really good day too. This is like defining the slide where you see where we are right now. It has passed 3 years from when we started with Proximus. We started with this project with Carrefour. We went to London. We started there with Nissan. That's another convenience store retailer. And this is where we are right now. We have achieved very huge companies. We are already working with some of them, not all of them. Some of them are projects. Some of them are really working with us constantly. Just to make an idea how many people we are tracking nowadays, should you have an idea, it's around 100,000 people per month, something like that. This is what we are getting right now. But we are growing. This year we will grow by 4 our revenue, so that's probably the best year so far, hopefully not the last. But what I mean is that it took us from 2009 to came up to this. We are in 2016, so that's probably 7 years. Sometimes it's even embarrassing to say that you're in a startup after 7 years. So we're working in a startup. It's like after 7 years, I wouldn't consider it a startup. But anyway, it takes a lot of time to make things work. It takes a lot of time to learn and to acquire this knowledge that now we have about this. Now we can go to a retailer, we can go to a manufacturer and say, okay, we have something that can help you for making more money. Right? And it's always what you want to hear. The question is how, right? So now we have very, very clear things where we can pitch them and say, okay, because we can get you these values that you cannot get. One of these retailers that we are working on right now, this morning we hear that they have made, they have these stores. This is the thing. A retailer, they have a store, 40,000 square meter store, right? They know that people is entering the store because they have these counters in the entrances, and they're making sales. Okay, that's okay. Now, how do they boost this? How do they make more money from this? They have a black box. They don't know anything about what is going on inside the store, and they know that they have reported some sales. So this is basically what they do nowadays. They have the store, they have the layout, they make some revenues. Now they say, okay, let's split these two things. Let's move the milk to here and the shampoo to there, and see what happens. So now people make messages like, what the hell is the shampoo? Right? It was here last week, so now where is it now? Okay, it's there. And then they measure the revenues. It's higher or it's lower than my last week? It's higher. Don't touch anything. It's okay. Put it there. Now it's lower. Okay, put it back. So it's completely blind. They're making decisions blindly, right? Just based on the sales. They don't know exactly what is going on inside. So we came up with this technology where they can understand how many people are accessing to each different aisle of the store, what is the rate of stopping power each aisle or each shelf is getting, how many people is going to the back of the store, how many people is turning back, left, which is the dealing time people are spending in front of each product, which is the correlation between sections. So how many people is going to come from this side of the store to that side? I can tell you, because I measured 1,000 people before and I know exactly how much. So we came up with all this, and that's why we have something that is successful. So just to give you an example, this morning, we get this call from one of our clients saying, hey, we put Proximus, we made some measurements in our store, we decided that we have to change some things, we made some rebuildings, and now we have reported a 30% more sales in this area, right? So that's huge, right? 30% sales in one of these large retailers is a lot of money, right? So this is what happens. It's like, okay, we know that it works. They know that it works, and even now, after 7 years, we know how much money we can get from this, because we know now how much impact this product can be in their sales. So because one of the things we had in the challenge was, okay, you have something that is powerful. Now, how much it costs? How much? How much are you willing to pay for something that analyzes your in-store behavior of your 1,000 shoppers every day into store? How much it costs? The retailer says, it depends. How much money am I going to get from this, right? So when you go first to market, when you go with something new, it's really hard to get your price, right? So you start with $1 million. This costs $1 million per year. It's like, what the hell? How am I going to pay $1 million? Okay, let's start with 1,000 and we will go. So, and this is the reality. You have to start like testing, right? You don't even know that. So you go to one, say, oh, no, it's around this. No, this is too much. Okay, you go to the next one, it's lower. Okay, no, I have to put it out. And then you start iterating on these two, right? So you see that afterwards, you have to face a lot of things in the meantime. I have a couple of, this is an example of one of the case studies we made already. So you get an idea of which kind of data we can get to. Basically, it's a dashboard where you get all analytics in real time of customers' behavior. We know exactly what is going inside, so we just put it on the dashboard. But we also make reports, so we help them to analyze for a 3 months period what happened in my store. So this is a convenience store. These are checkouts. This is the main entrance. So you go here, you have the main aisle. So one of the things we have is, okay, I'm going to tell you how many people you are losing, and which is the flow of people you are losing as long as they enter in the store. That is something that is really, really difficult to measure right now. The way we do that in the UI now is they go one morning and they start counting and someone is there looking at people and just putting lines manually, or they just follow you inside the store. Because they want to know what you're doing, they just follow you, right? So we say, okay, no, put this and let's try it again. We put that in this store, it stayed like 2 months, 3 months there, and we analyzed like I don't know, like 12,000 people inside the store. They have never in their lives analyzed 12,000 people in the same store. Because they until now, they do it manually, right? So after this, you really get a good sample to make decisions. Because the problem is that they were taking decisions based on 100 people one morning in this store. And this was for global stores, so like for all the country level stores. That is insane. I mean, with 100 people, you cannot get a real sample to make decisions this high, right? So with this, you get to different. So just to give you an example of how they apply this information, when they do access here, you say, okay, you are losing people here, coming here, but you have 15 here, 50% of people, they are going carrying to the soft treat section that is actually here. So we know that 15% of all the people that you have in the store are turning right on the second aisle. Are you sure you want to do that? I mean, what happens with all the promotions that you have here? What happens with all the investments that you are doing? You put in new promotions or new deals in this area, right? Are you okay with this? So Proximus is not telling retailers or manufacturers what they have to do, but it's inspiring them to make things change. Okay? Just to give you another example, they have this wine section. They were happy with the sales so far because they were flat, but it's like, okay, it's okay for us. Because as I told you, all the decisions they make are based on the sales. They don't know anything about the rest. Okay, sales are flat. We put the technology there, and then we realized that people were spending more time in the wine section. So then you go back and say, hey, you have a problem here. People are spending more time looking at the wine, but it's not converting into sales. Every minute a shopper spends in your store, it means money. I mean, you're supposed to get more money from this, right? Because every minute you spend browsing in the store, it's a minute where you can see something that you didn't expect to buy, you didn't want to buy, but suddenly you say, hey, the chips, of course, I have to take the chips, and you put them in the basket. 70% of all the purchases are spontaneous, are made in the store in that precise moment. So they have to understand better what is going on in that precise moment when you are grabbing the things in the store. 70%.
How do you know that?
Yeah, it's a really typical statistic. You can get it from the internet. I can tell you sources, but it's something that is really common. It's really common because it's highlighting to see, okay, how the hell are you gonna do this, right? But it happens, and what I do always is like, okay, try to do that the next time you go to the shop. It's hard to because you will be biased because you have already written down what you want. But I recommend you to, if you have a girlfriend and you go normally buying together, one day just write down what you really think that you need. And then let her go there or he goes there and exactly measure what he came up with and see exactly compare what you expected him or her to buy and what happened when he came back. Okay, but it happens. So actually, that's why manufacturers spend a lot of money trying to understand exactly how the people are behaving when they see a product. You see, I don't know if you see these glasses that create heat maps based on the iris detection. So they just track these eye tracking things that they track your eyes and try to see if you are looking at the brand or you are looking at instructions or where are you looking at when you grab a product, right? This is quite expensive, but they use it. This is another example of what we do. This is a heat map. You can get an idea of how precise we can get with this. This is a layout of one of these huge stores where we usually track things. We basically are tracking around 1,500 different areas per store, right, in real time. So that's probably the challenging thing with Proximus. Just to make an idea with this, and just finishing out, I hope you have some questions. The challenge here in Proximus, we have three challenges. The first one is we are three co-founders, and each of the co-founders are focused on one of these three main legs of Proximus. One is mine, is selling this. That's probably the most important afterwards. That means if you don't sell this, it doesn't make sense to do it, right? But there are two very important things, and they are technical. One is the indoor location and navigation engine. We have to be as accurate as possible. We need to be able to track people in a 40,000 square meters, 41,000 square meters, with the highest precision we can get from something that is Bluetooth low energy that is a commodity that is in the market. So it's not us creating our own communication technology that we can be even more precise. It's just using something that is in the market that is cheap to be applied and to get the most from it, right? So that means research. That means going to internet, going to all the papers in MIT, going to Stanford papers, trying to get what is going on, what is the state of art, what is the people doing nowadays to make indoor tracking, and trying to reproduce that and put it in a product, right? And the other one is data. We are dealing with thousands of data every second. That means we are tracking thousands of trolleys, baskets, and devices every second around the globe, and we have to be able to, one, acquire all this data in real time, and be able to process all this data in real time, and be able to show it in a convenient way in a dashboard. Because we have to always think that, and remember, that our client doesn't care about how we're reaching, how are we getting all this data, how it works the technology. They don't care about that. The only thing they care is that they go here and they see a value KPI and say, okay, this is better than yesterday, and this is what we want. Okay, so there is a very hard part of customer development. I mean, going there, meet with your customer, hearing what they want. I mean, what they really need, trying to convert this with your tool into something. Okay, so this is all. I don't have any question, any comments. I don't know. I told you mostly my life in the past year or so. I don't know. You want to say something?
Yeah, one question about the last part. Stores, what do they usually do? Because if you would compare to a website, let's say you have a website and you sell stuff, usually people would say, okay, we want to make the user experience as good as possible, so at the front page I have the things that people buy most. But if you compare it to the store, it seems that they want to make it as difficult as possible to get to your item. How would you?
Well, there are several things. That's one of these questions. Say, okay, we want to solve a problem, and we have to understand what is the problem. What you do with this is basically, first of all, they don't have a clue about what's going on inside the store. So any data you can tell them about something, it's okay for them, because let's say that they are accessing 10,000 people every day to the store. They cannot track even a portion of them, right? So just saying this is the average time people spend in the fish section, it's something for them. It's okay. So we don't have this across. I mean, this Amazon. You buy a product and magically you buy a smartphone and magically you have the cover and the case next to it, right? Okay, you should buy probably this too, right? This is called cross-selling. That means products that they are repetitive with them. In the internet, in the e-commerce, is really simple because you just have to plug it, to put it in there, and magically you can say, okay, buy it too. But in the physical store, how do you do that? Now, the problem they have is this cross-selling. Let's say that you go to the beer section. Next time you go to a Carrefour, for instance, just try to see this, right? You go to a section, and then, for instance, the beer section, and sometimes magically, you have a Gillette like blazers coming up from the beer section. It's like, what the hell is this? Yes, there's a correlation between beer and blazers. So if someone is being beer, that means a boy, normally it's a man. That means that he has to shave every day, so he will be buying the Gillettes. Okay? So if I put the product here, maybe this person, and that's very related with this 70% of things, you remember like, okay, I don't have my Gillettes, I should buy one. So you take it, right? There are really random things that they are coming up in the store in very random positions that you were never expecting, and that they are working. It's quite simple for beer and snacks and things like that, but there are like very specific ones that you don't even, sometimes you don't even see them there, right? But they are. So what happens is that in e-commerce it's really simple to do this cross-selling, but in the physical store it's not, because you have very constrained things. It's like, if I have here my beers, I cannot put Gillettes next to it because I have my cleaning and self-selling things for myself, my body things, so cleaning in the other side of the store. So what we are helping them is like, okay, we can track people and say 80% of the people that pass nearby this section, they also pass near this one. So maybe you don't have to put the products one next to the other, but if you put the beers here, you can put the blades here. Okay? So what I'm trying to give them is more freedom when they want to develop these strategies to make cross-selling. This is one of the things, right? But there are a little more obvious, like, I'm not selling this product. Why I'm not selling this product is the question. Why am I not selling more? Maybe because nobody's there. Maybe because there is nobody in this place. And then you put this and you see the kingdom saying, this is cold as the North Pole. Of course there is nobody here. You have to change the layout, you have to change the illumination, the smell, the music. You have to do something here to rebuild this in order to make people more attractive to come here and spend money. Okay? So yeah, this is the things we do. There is another very interesting one, and it's to measure the ROI of products. That means that if you put whatever you put here, you're gonna sell it. Why? Because there's a lot of people coming up in the main aisle. So 1% of the people that come up to this store, imagine you're selling golf balls. If you put golf balls in a Carrefour market, you will sell them. Why? Because at the end, you put them here, of course, right? At the end, there's so many people that are coming up to the store that statistically you will sell them. The question here is, which is the product that I should put in which position to make the most money from it? And that's not obvious. Why? You have to take into account how many people is passing your product, how many people from these people that are looking at the product are taking it. That is the ROI of a product to be in one side of the store. So there is a mathematical problem here of optimizing the store layout based on this fact. There is maybe a product here that the sales are not so good because there is a lot of people coming here. But 99% of the people that move near this area, they take the product. And you should put this product here because you will sell a lot of them, right? Sometimes it's not that obvious because if you are looking only at sales, you don't know how many people just perceive this product before buying it. Right? So that's something that we already do. More questions? Yes?
Sorry, it's not 100% clear, but does this technology tell you what each person buys, or just where everyone moves?
No, never. It's aggregate data. We never know who is passing the trolley. We don't know for one individual, but we do it for 1,000. So we tell you this is 12,000 people, and they do this. We don't go one by one.
But do you know what each person buys?
No, we don't. We're tracking a trolley, and it's moving in the store. We don't know if you put what things are put in that trolley. But when you go at the end of the day or at the end of the week, and you measure sales, you don't see this person bought this product. You say, I've made more sales in shampoo, in this shampoo. You don't go one by one, right? What I mean in here is you can correlate very well, saying, okay, more people, more traffic in this area, reported more sales in this area. That's okay. But you don't go individually or granularly one by one.
And you cool? Sorry.
Last question.
Sure.
This high beacon technology that you use, you get a license to use it, or how do
You mean the business model for us? I mean,
the low Bluetooth?
yes, the chip. What happened with them?
How is it that you can use it? And
It's a chip. I mean, you can just manufacture it.
so you
Yeah, we have a company in China that they make this for us. Yes.
And anyone can manufacture it?
Yeah, it's. I mean, the main chip is basically from Nordic. There's a huge company of microchips, and then the circuit is a very simple circuit. So, but basically you can buy them. So it's quite easy to access this. It's not. I mean, the magic is not here, right? This is a commodity. It's something that you can already buy. Maybe some years ago it was harder, but now it's something pretty easy. Questions?
Could you explain a little bit more on the strategy of putting prices and such? Because at the beginning, okay, you might put a fixed kind of price, but then afterwards, it kind of depends on the sales.
Yes. Well,
improvement on sales. So
there has to be always a first customer who really believes in what you're doing without any proof, and that's true, and it happens to us. Hopefully, luckily, because you can die because without having seen this. In our case, we found a retailer that they really believed that what we were doing was something that can give them more money. And we just say, hey, we have tried this in the past. We think that this really can work and can make you money. Why don't you try it? So you put a huge discount on this. Say, okay, are you gonna pay peanuts for this? But try it. It's a trial, right? You try it for some months, we see the results, and if you are engaged with this and you really believe in it, then you pay. And how much? And that's the question. It's something that we've been doing. We went to the first one, we asked for a lot of money. You have always to be from high to low. You can never go from low to high because otherwise you don't know how much money are you losing, right? Not selling. So it's better to say a high price and then make people say no and say, okay, no, but how much are you willing to pay? Okay, I understand that. They're going the other way because if you go with nothing, say, oh, this is almost free. Say, okay. It's like, no, but yes, okay, no, but I want to ask you for more money, right? So it has to be always a negotiation. And if the person in front of you is really interested in the product, they will always, if it's expensive, tells you how much they were willing to pay for it. Or where is around, it's not like this, but it's like, our budget is like this. Can we do it with zero? I mean, can we do that with this amount of money? And then you just figure out and make some numbers, say yes or no. But it's really hard. In our case, it's a B2B model. We go to the retailers and manufacturers, and it's a licensing model. So we just they have to pay the first year for the deployment of the hardware in the store, and they have to pay a year fee, a subscription fee, a license fee per store. So I don't have the answer to say you have to do this. It's more about iterating and go to different ones. Say, are you willing to pay this much for this or not? But at the beginning, it has to be like very tentative for them, like very discounts, huge discount. So never do like, okay, this is gonna cost you 500 euros and it's yours, even if you're losing money or it's just your cost. It's better to say, okay, this is 1,000 euros, but you have a 50% discount.
Well, first of all, congrats. I think the product is amazing.
Thank you.
And knowing Spain, and I'm also selling B2B, which is hard, and maybe for you it's harder because it's the same as I'm experimenting. I'm selling like new things that they are not yet in the market, and I think your product is amazing. But we have in Spain, we have like really old-fashioned retailers.
Yes, we have.
Are they seeing the value in this, or
well,
have you been able to talk to them and show them?
When I started at the beginning, we started going cold calling to them, saying, okay, I have this. We are 3 guys doing this, and we believe that this is gonna work great for your business. And then the guy says, okay, we are earning 100 million euros per year. How the hell these 3 guys are gonna make me more money, right? And then you answer like, well, I don't know, we'll see. So it was so hard. So one day I realized that I almost reached every single retailer, top managers, retailers in this country. So all of them, I pitched to almost all of them, just by myself, without any other companies around. And I couldn't convince them to use it. Why? Because I was a stranger, I was someone new, very young guy, trying to change things inside their businesses. And first thing is like, why the hell is this guy going to tell me how to do the things, right? So then I realized that at the end we are humans, we believe in relationships. So the best way to access to them is through partners. So you go to a company that is 10 times, 100 times bigger than you, and say, okay, I have this product, I really believe that this guy will buy it. Why don't you go there and try to sell it instead of me? And it works. So instead of going you, it's the same technology, it's the same product, but instead of being pitching you, it's pitching a company that there are 500 people that they can go there and say, it's triple the price, and they're gonna pay it. Because yes, it's psychologically. If you are one of these huge retailers